Congratulations and congratulations are in order for IOC President-elect Dr. Kirsty Coventry.
In business, players in the financial services launch a product to serve the unbanked population.
Later on, when we look at sport, the Warriors shift their focus to their next World Cup 2026 qualifying encounter with Nigeria after their 2-0 draw with Benin, that match having been played yesterday. Now, Namibia's first female president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, has been sworn in at State House in Windhoek today, pledging to unite the country towards nation building. SADC chairperson President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who witnessed the inauguration ceremony, noted the need for unity to propel regional integration.
It was pomp and fanfare in Windhoek, Namibia this Friday as citizens and heads of state and government attended a double celebration at a ceremony that was oversubscribed. Namibia's first female president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, took oath as the 5th president of the republic on a day Namibia also marked its 35th independence anniversary. The handing over of instruments of power by outgoing President Dr. Nangolo Mbumba to the incoming president epitomized the business of the day, with Independence Day celebrations running simultaneously.
We pledge to the people of Namibia to diversify our economy for our people to drive maximum benefit from our country's natural resources through value additions. The diversification of our economy will also generate revenue to finance developmental and enhance and expand social safety nets.
President Mnangagwa, who interacted with heads of state who attended the inauguration ceremony, highlighted the importance of unity for the growth of the regional trading bloc.
And that's the only way our region can grow, if we share our perspectives in our respective countries and move forward.
Nandi-Ndaitwah represented the Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO, in the November 2024 elections, winning 57.3% of the vote, beating 14 other contenders. She succeeds Nangolo Mbumba, who served as interim president for a year after the death of the third president, Hage Geingob, in February last year. Bruce Chawanda, SABC News, Windhoek.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa is back home after attending the inauguration of Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah as the 5th president of the Namibian nation in Windhoek this Friday. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barwe, gives us the details.
Meanwhile, the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, arrived back home this evening from Windhoek, Namibia, where he joined other leaders from within the African continent and without, who witnessed the history in the making when Madame Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah took the oath of office as the 5th Republican President of Namibia. Several women leaders from across the world attended the inauguration. Welcoming him back home was the Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Gouveia Chiwenga, several cabinet ministers, senior government officials and service chiefs. To history students, both in Namibia and Tanzania were former German colonies, that after the World War I, the League of Nations gave them to South Africa and Britain respectively to manage. And through agitation for self-rule, the two countries became the United Nations issues following the end of the League of Nations. Interestingly, the two sisterly republics now have women at the political helm. Presidents Netumbo Ndaitwah of Namibia and Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania, who said, "Namibians, you did right by choosing my sister to be your president." Ruben Barwe, SABC News, Harare.
Now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has congratulated the Minister of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Dr. Kirsty Coventry, after her historic election as the President of the International Olympic Committee. Dr. Coventry became the youngest, first female and first African president-elect of IOC following elections that were held in Greece yesterday.
Thursday, the 20th of March 2025, the world witnessed the 41-year-old Zimbabwean government minister voted the president of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, Madame Kirsty Coventry, the president, Comrade Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, just before his departure for Windhoek, Namibia, spoke on this outcome of that election of Minister Coventry.
We are very happy in Zimbabwe. It's an achievement. But of course, above all, she deserves it. She's done a lot. It's not that there's any favor, but she actually deserves that position. She highly qualifies for that position. We as Zimbabweans are very happy and very proud of her.
And when you heard it?
I was so proud. I felt very proud for Zimbabwe.
Visibility of Zimbabwe across the globe continues to grow. Imagine since 1894, all the 9 presidents were from Europe and the Americas. She is the first woman, first Olympian, and first African to hold that post. What a feat. Ruben Barbazepe News, Harare.
Meanwhile, Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga has congratulated Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture Minister Honourable Kirsty Coventry after her election as the President of the International Olympic Committee this Thursday. In his congratulatory message, Vice President Chiwenga said her triumph is not just a personal one, but a moment of immense pride for the nation. Dr. Chiwenga further noted that her journey as a talented swimmer to becoming the first woman and the first African to be elected IOC president exemplifies a spirit of determination and excellence that Zimbabwe is known for. Vice President Chiwenga said he is confident that as IOC president, Coventry will advocate for the growth of sport worldwide, fostering inclusivity and excellence in every discipline.
Well, it still remains one of the biggest stories that we are covering, and that is being covered across the world, the election of Dr. Kirsty Coventry as the IOC president. And congratulatory messages continue to pour in from various quarters, including the Zimbabwe Olympic Committee, Zimbabwe Football Association, government officials, and African Union, among others, all saying kudos to this latest development.
20 March will go down memory lane as a day to remember within the sports fraternity after taking over of reins at the International Olympic Committee by Zimbabwe Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture Minister Kirsty Coventry. It was not a Zimbabwean story as Coventry hogged the limelight across the global media space following the whitewash. The decorated Olympian, who is a traceable reference in sport, was surely headed to the summit as attested by former swimmers who shared the pool with the air.
Certainly an honour and a privilege to have known and swam alongside someone like Kirsty Coventry. She was a few years younger than me at the time, in the mid-90s when we were swimming. Swam various national championships when she was swimming at the same time, and went on a tour with her to East London in 1996 to the South African Junior Championships. Having known her and being friendly with her, to see her progress in her career, we saw obviously swimming in those days what a fantastic talent she was. At that time she was swimming a lot faster than most of the older boys, which we used to joke about quite a lot amongst the boys that were swimming at the time.
The Zimbabwe Aquatics is equally happy for the milestone achieved by one of their own, and interim chairperson Paulani Ngwenya said the pair of Zimbabwe's Olympians Tapiwa Nashemakharau and Makanaka Charamba should be motivated to perform well in the next edition, knowing one of their own is leading the organization.
It's a massive achievement, very enlightening news for all of us, especially in aquatics. Kirsty has really achieved a lot for Africa. If we know she's in the Hall of Fame and also the most decorated Olympian.
Coventry shocked all and sundry after becoming the first female president to head the International Olympic Committee. Meanwhile, congratulatory messages continue to pour in following the election. Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Minister Monica Mutsvangwa says the election of Coventry as IOC president signals a new era of inclusion, hope and possibility. In its congratulatory message, the Zimbabwe Olympic Committee ZOC said as a two-time Olympic champion and former ZOC vice president, Coventry embodies the Olympic family spirit of excellence and pride for Africa, Zimbabwe and women on this landmark feat. Zimbabwe Football Association President Ngobile Magwizi said the election is testament to Zimbabwe's excellence in leadership. The African Union said Coventry has broken barriers as the first woman and African to hold this role, paving way for an equitable and inclusive future in sports. Mthokozi Dube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Military relations between Zimbabwe and India continue to deepen with the launch of the maiden Zimbabwe-India Mini Defence Expo, marking a major milestone in the consolidation of the two nations' defence cooperation.
Zimbabwe's Minister of Defense, Honorable Opam Chingurikashiri, welcomed the Indian delegation, highlighting the historic ties between India and Zimbabwe dating back to the pre-colonial era. She emphasized Zimbabwe's commitment to upgrading and modernizing its defense forces capabilities and expressed eagerness to explore new ideas, technologies and equipment from India.
Zimbabwe takes seriously the importance of upgrading and modernizing our own defense forces capabilities. And we are eager to explore and integrate new ideas, technologies, and equipment into our national security framework. The showcasing of military equipment by the Indian delegation presents an invaluable opportunity for us to engage in meaningful discussions, exchange of knowledge, and to explore ways of further enhancing our cooperation in the professionalism and effectiveness of our armed forces.
India's top envoy to Zimbabwe, Ambassador Brahma Kumar, highlighted the growing bilateral trade and investment between India and Zimbabwe, which has been aided by the country's investor-friendly policies.
It is not surprising that in such an encouraging environment, investment from Indian private sector has been on the rise, and today it is estimated around $600 million. The number of Indian companies operating in Zimbabwe is also rising. Therefore, we need to utilize such a momentum to further enhance bilateral trade and investment between our two countries.
The expo provides a platform for Indian defense companies to showcase their cost-effective and competitive products while also exploring opportunities for cooperation with Zimbabwean defense industries. The event is expected to deepen bilateral defense relations, with India and Zimbabwe having signed an agreement on defense cooperation in February this year. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
Elsewhere, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has raised concern over the abuse of military uniform and recent utterances by individuals using social media to express their political and economic wishes, which might be misconstrued to be the position of the ZDF. In a statement, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Public Relations Department clarified that the ZDF does not use social media to communicate with the public and that any individual utterances do not reflect the ZDF position. The ZDF also warned the public against misusing military uniform, urging the public to desist from acquiring or wearing any military apparel. The public has also been encouraged to report to the Zimbabwe Republic Police or the Zimbabwe Military Police any persons seen wearing military uniforms outside cantonment and other designated areas.
Now, analysts believe the withdrawal of U.S. aid from Zimbabwe presents the country with a unique opportunity to explore internal solutions for its health sector needs whilst fostering new partnerships with like-minded entities.
After coming into office early this year, U.S. President Donald Trump announced the withdrawal of the U.S. aid from Zimbabwe and many other countries across the continent. While there have been concerns over the country's healthcare sector, which was receiving significant funding from the U.S. aid, analysts view opportunities for Zimbabwe to harness domestic resources and foster new partnerships for the benefit of the country's citizens.
There is always a hidden giant within the capacity of Zimbabwe, the capacity of Africa, that in the event of such withdrawal, we begin to self-introspect. We begin actually to see that we have got certain innovations. We have got even a diverse eye of looking other directions in terms of alliances. Recently, we saw the SADC EU partnership at that level. It is showing us that yes, even in the absence of the US, the world continues to roll.
Beyond the healthcare sector, analysts suggest that reducing donor dependence could spur innovation and encourage the efficient use of local resources.
The gospel that is in line with the African solutions to African problems was all centered on the issues of delinking from Western institutions. What it means now is for development partners in this country, for the government, for other agencies to chip in and support the health sector. We have to rely on our natural resources.
The government has reassured citizens that adequate resources are in place to sustain the health sector.
We have got enough funds already on standby to procure more medicines to cover us from September up to the end of the year, because normally we have 6 months stock, and now currently the 6th December with our own resources.
Even before the Trump administration's policy shift, the Zimbabwean government had already begun strengthening domestic funding mechanisms for healthcare, including implementation of AIDS levy and Syntax to cushion the sector. In a broader effort to revitalize healthcare, authorities have ramped up hospital equipment procurement, clinic construction, and local medical research initiatives. Additionally, plans are in motion to recruit more healthcare workers with the target of doubling the current workforce by 2030. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the local motor industry has expressed its readiness to resume the assembling of cars and manufacturing of buses amid calls for government support in the form of funding and appropriate policy framework.
Players in the motor industry and officials from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce converged in Harare to review the 2018-2030 motor industry policy. The meeting came up with a number of new proposals, including a call for a gradual phasing out of vehicle imports and resumption of assembling and manufacturing of both small vehicles and buses.
If we are going to come up with our Zimbabwean model, say, which is going to cost something like about $10,000. Surely we'll be creating employment when we are going to drive new cars in Zimbabwe. Even if we look at take for example the civil servants, and if we are going to have finances from the banks, they should be able to finance that.
To keep our employees on their jobs and even downstream industries. Don't forget, Kuti, apart from AVM being a bus manufacturer, tine makambani makumi masere 80 companies that feed into the bus manufacture. So if you don't give an order to AVM, we're not just stuffing AVM, basa. We need basa among 80 makambani, which means the downstream industries negaga affect us.
Chairperson of the bus and trucks value chain, Mr. Patrick Mnyaradzi, outlined the benefits of reviving the local motor industry, including job creation.
Regulation in terms of imports needs to be done. And when we get to a threshold where we have excess production capacity we're exporting, then we ban the importation. So at this stage, banning will probably be too quick. We're taking a step-by-step approach. These are sentiments from players in the industry, but reality is that let's take a step-by-step, let's regulate what we are making, and let's support local products.
It also emerged during the policy review that a statutory instrument to promote local manufacturing is now at an advanced stage of enactment. Tentai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
The government has moved in to ensure the rehabilitation of all roads leading to Mutora Business Centre in Gokwe North, which will host this year's Independence Day celebrations next month.
The heavy rains experienced this summer cropping season have come with prospects of a bumper harvest, but have also come with a fair share of destruction to infrastructure, with this road, which leads to Mutora Business Centre, the home of this year's independence celebrations, not spared in the process. With less than a month left to the independence celebrations, it made during a visit to Mutora by the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development, Honorable Felix Mona, and his team that stakeholders are now burning the midnight oil to ensure the major roads to the business centre are rehabilitated well on time.
Starting with the provincial capital, we are linking with Gokwe Road. That one is going to have 40 kilometers asphalt overlay, which we're putting on a new overlay, bush clearing and grass cutting. And when we reach Gokwe, we are doing two routes. The first route is the Hovano Masoro Empress Copper Queen. The contractors already on site. And we have the second one is the Gokwe Choda via the popularly known as Jahana to Kuirirana. And then this road, the current one, we are doing
is the Kuirirana Nembudzia section of the road. And we're also doing the Growth Point roads and the venue ground as well.
The Zimbabwe National Roads Authority ZINARA weighed in, saying they have since disbursed the necessary funding towards the projects.
I would like to assure all stakeholders that ZINARA had the adequate and has the adequate funding for these projects. And I must say that even last week we disbursed funds to the Rural District Council and also to the contractors that you see that are here. We've already given them fuel. Also to say that we are not only doing it for Gokwe, not only for the independents, we've done it to all road authorities. We've started disbursing for the year. And this year we are disbursing 11.6 billion, which has been approved by the government.
Government expressed satisfaction with the civil works, saying Gokwe will never be the same again.
Chandinofarira ndechekuti kana tichiti tine mutungamiri ane muono ndo muono wacho. Taona kuti vana vazhinji vanga vasati vamboona ingava machine inoshanda kugadzira migwagwa yedu yemhando yepamusoro vakuiona munzvimbo ino yeNembudziya yeGokwe. Achandafara ndechekuti hatisi kungotarisa chiitikwa chiriko musi wa18 chatinopembera kuzvitonga kwatakawana senyika yeZimbabwe, asi tiri kutarisa muono wekuti hakuna dunhu rinosara, zvichireva izvo kuti tinopfuurira mberi pane kugadzira kwatiri kungoita musi wa18. Saka tinopembera zvikuru kuti basa ramaona iri tinovimbisa ruzhinji rweZimbabwe. Pamuchauya kuno muchiuya kuzopemberera kuzvitonga kwedu, muchange muchifamba munzira yakanaka.
Meanwhile, works at the venue of the independence celebrations are progressing well. This year's independence celebrations are being held under the theme Zimbabwe at 45, Devolve and Develop Together towards Vision 2030. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gokwe.
Well, there are more stories on our website. You can go there. It's www.zbcnews.co.zw. We're also closely following the congratulatory messages that are coming through following the election of Dr. Kirsty Coventry as the IOC president. You can find those on the X handle, that's ZBC News Online. We're also on Facebook, ZBC News Online. And of course, we always welcome those of you joining us on Facebook Live.
Absolutely. And now here's stories still to come in this bulletin. Players in the financial services launch a new product to help the unbanked population. And in sports news, the Warriors shift their focus to their next World Cup 2026 qualifying encounter with Nigeria after their 2-2 draw with Benin this Thursday. And on that note, we take a break, but when we come back, we'll give you the rest of the news bulletin. Stay with us.
The Ministry of Tourism and
The CEO and Executive Chairman of Geopomona Waste Management, Dr. Dilesh Nguwaya, together with management and staff, joined the nation in celebrating the 62nd birthday of the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. Her unwavering dedication to philanthropy and commitment to environmental sustainability continue to inspire many. Her humility and passion for uplifting the less privileged are truly commendable. We celebrate her remarkable contributions and wish her a joyous and blessed birthday.
The Young Women for Economic Development extend their warmest wishes to their patron, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. Your tireless dedication to the people of Zimbabwe is an inspiration. Your philanthropic work, from providing essential resources to vulnerable communities to championing health and education, has touched countless lives. Your dedication to empowering women inspires many. Your vision for a prosperous Zimbabwe, with women leading economic growth, drives our passion and work. The Young Women for Economic Development wishes you a happy birthday. Makoro Koto.
World TB Day is an opportunity to renew commitment, inspire, and take action to end TB. Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Health and Childcare, joins the rest of the world in commemorating the World TB Day on the 24th of March. All roads lead to Somvubu High School, Bubi District, as we observe this important health calendar day. This year's theme is Yes, we can end TB. Let us all join hands to end TB. You are invited to this important day. 24 March, Somvubu High School, Bubi District. See you there. This message was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Childcare in collaboration with AIDS Healthcare Foundation, AHF Zimbabwe.
The Honorable Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Honorable Professor Mthuli Ncube, Deputy Minister, Honorable Kudakwashe David Mnangagwa, Permanent Secretary, Mr. George Guvamatanga, Chief Directors, and the entire ministry staff join the First Family and the Nation in celebrating the 62nd birthday of the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. Her tireless efforts in philanthropy and economic development have been instrumental in driving Zimbabwe towards its Vision 2030 goals. Dr. Mnangagwa's compassion and commitment to empowering the underprivileged resonate deeply with the nation's vision of inclusive development. We honor her outstanding contributions and extend our warmest wishes for a joyous and blessed birthday. Congratulations, Makorokoto Amhlope.
Welcome back. You're still watching the main news. Now, Sweden-based firms have expressed interest in setting up mining projects in Zimbabwe, driven by vast opportunities and favorable incentives offered by the Second Republic.
The Swedish Zimbabwean Sustainability in Mining Expo held in Harare this Friday saw companies from the European Union trading bloc expressing keen interest in Zimbabwe's industry.
I visited the Simplat mine, and 60% of the equipment there was Swedish, from Sandvik and Epiroc. And we are a mining nation just as Zimbabwe, and you are very richly endowed in critical raw materials, in gold, in platinum. You have what the world needs, and we want to be there to help you to enrich and to grow wealth.
Zimbabwe is committed to further collaborate with Sweden in mining projects.
We have companies that are in Sweden that have come here. It speaks to a relationship that is going beyond just the political, but going into the economic. As you know, one of the things that we are talking about now is economic diplomacy. So we are happy and excited that we are where we are now. We are also happy because we will build relationships from a point of view where we share experiences.
Sweden has a long history of technology, and this is a good opportunity for Zimbabwean companies to see what Sweden can offer or do offer in terms of the technology.
The Swedish Zimbabwean Sustainability in Mining Expo is aimed at showcasing Swedish technologies and innovations that can be used to promote sustainable mining practices in Zimbabwe. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
And with that story, we now cross over to our Montrose studios, where Marilyn Ngwenya is on standby. Good evening to you, Marilyn.
Good evening, and many thanks to you, Tariro and Butler. In our following report, farmers in Matabeleland South Province have taken the lead in the battle to restore the province pride by starting massive silage production.
With Zimbabwe's drive to turn around the fortunes of the livestock sector having been slowed down by the El Nino-induced drought and diseases, there is consensus among commercial breeders that there should be a robust process to bounce back, including massive fodder production and restocking. It is with this in mind that commercial farmers in Matabeleland South have adopted massive fodder production as they set out to reduce over-reliance on pastures which have become unpredictable due to climate change. One such farmer is Mr. Jairus Mahlangu of Irisville, whose thriving white Brahman herd is testament of a sector that has turned the corner.
Yithi okubana sikhuthaze i-upkeep ye-herd yethu to maintain i-herd yethu ingadecline kakhulu ngoba singananzelela inkomo zife kakhulu. Kunjalo ke sasesi-introducer uhlelo lwe-silage. Silimile umumbo kunyomangalisayo sizayenza i-silage yethu. Sasesithi enye ipart sayikhipha izihlahla sayikhipha amagwenzi izulu lana utshani lobuyana bakusukuma ngenye indlela emangalisayo sizabubhekila.
Another farmer, Mr. Franz Ndlovu, whose 600 head of mixed breeds in Esikodini is not leaving anything to chance with construction of silage pits to process the 10-hectare forage sorghum crop already at an advanced stage.
We are digging silage pits and then we are also grinding millet here to lapana. When it's ready, then we take it to silage pits. Next year, we are planning to turn the whole plot into zero grazing, and then you'll find everything here will be just crops around.
Government has intensified fodder production, supporting communal farmers with inputs and extension services as the country strives to combat mortality and improve production.
What farmers are doing right now is they are making silage and also baling some grass for dry season feeding.
Matabeleland South cattle herd stands just above 630,000 after losing 19,000 cattle to drought last year. Government is expecting the livestock industry to grow to a $3.4 billion United States dollar economy by the end of this year after the sector made strides in improving productivity through a cocktail of measures including artificial insemination, fodder production and production of vaccines. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Esikodini.
Inmates from across the Midlands province had a rare opportunity to showcase their culinary skills and engage in a cultural exchange program during a traditional cookout competition held at Kwekwe Prison this Friday.
The Midlands Province Prisons Cookout competition, which was oversubscribed at Kwekwe Prison this Friday, as people jostled to witness the event, has gained traction across the country. The competition saw 12 and 8 female inmates showcasing their culinary skills with the aim of encouraging the adoption of healthy and affordable traditional foods in prisons.
nechirongwa icho chavatunzira because chatibatsira tinogona kutonowana zvokubika pachitibikira vanhu the traditional vachiwana kudya vana high fields vachiwana kudya mibora mitsinye minyemba iri mfushwa inobatsira pa health
tofarawo ndokufara singaiti because ndandisingatarisire kuti ndichawina uyezve ndakunyatsa kuzoti I've got a better life to do outside than kuparamhosva.
Participating ndaita yandifadza because since my life ndasandambozviita but pandakangonzwa chirongwa ichi kunzi chiitwa namai ndakafara zvokufarisisa kuti dai waramba wakadaro because taane experience kuti takwanisa kugadzira madrinks majuice takwanisa kugadzira kudya sadza rezviyo remhunga kuti rinotapudza zvirwere munyama.
Government says taking Amai Mnangagwa's cooking competition to prisons is a positive step towards rehabilitating inmates and preparing them for reintegration into the society.
The Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service cookout competition featuring inmates from all stations in the Midlands province motivates them to be self-sufficient, productive, law-abiding citizens and resonates with the new dispensation's inclusive development mantra of leaving no one and no place behind.
Ngadi kusiya munhu kana nzvimbo vamba vati endai nemaprograms iwayo nemaprojects iwayo mukati mejere kuitira kuti kana abuda ndiye kashefu wedu wemuhotera akagara apa. Zvimwe zvidzidzo zvamuri kudzidziswa mukati ndofunga zviri kukudzidzisai kuti mhosva haiparwi vakomana nemasikana. Asi kana madzidziswa kuti mhosva haiparwi mai vatiko zvino oendepi chiregai tiende naye isusu vetourism tomutangisa kumudzidzisa kuti kubika kwakanaka kubika kwekudya kwekwedu. Mukabuda muri vasikana muri vakomana mukatsvagana kwamuri ikoko mai vanodzidzisa inonzi mukanda pashoma paunapo pashoma paunapo pashoma paunapo tikapabatanidza iko zvino tiri kuti varoora vasachabika kurufu unotangira padoko unoona vataurira kuti parufu panapa zvekubikisa varoora izvi muri kukanganisa regai isu vanogona kubika tibike.
The First Lady, through her Angel of Hope Foundation, introduced the competition to ensure Zimbabweans across the country embraced traditional dishes and learned how best to prepare them. Knowledge Chirenje of Kwekwe Prison won the competition, while Rose Saiti and White Taungane came second and third respectively. Karajushe, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
Makoni West constituency in Manicaland province has become the latest rural community to benefit from a free cancer awareness and screening program initiated by government and development partners.
Government and development partners to scale up awareness and screening for the non-communicable diseases across the country. This Friday, thousands of villagers and students in Makoni West constituents thronged the Matsika Primary School for an awareness and screening program that they said was an eye-opener to the entire community and exhibits the local and national leadership's willingness to promote public health.
Kuya kwaita chirongwa chanhasi tiri kufara chaizvo semadzimai kuti tadzidza zvakawanda takanga tisingatombozivi kuti vana vadiki achiri kubva mudu wangu angakwanisa kubatwa kenza.
Vanhu vechirume ngatiitewo fanike zvinoita vanhu vechikadzi. Ndiri kuona pakiu pasina vanhu vakawanda vechirume kureva kuti tiri kuiginowa.
Munongoziva upenyu hwataakurarama hwemazuva ano, unongofamba uchirwara zvinotabatsirwa zviri pachena.
Munharaunda vana vadiki vanhu vakuru nesu vana mambo tatoona kuti hey shuwa tinogara takutozvisecha mumiri kuti hapana kabundu kari kukura kandisingaoni zvakanaka here.
Government partners in the health service provision highlighted the importance of screening and early detection of the disease.
Magomarara ari kunyanya kuwanda muwana, gomarara remuropa inonzi leukemia pachirungu, tozoti gomarara remuitsvo inonzi kidney cancer, tozoti sure chitatu gomarara remuziso.
Ndiri kutenda kuti nhasi soko ratafambisa nhasi recancer awareness campaign raenda kuvanhu 5,000 plus people vari pano nhasi.
Chirwere checancer chirwere chinobata munhu wese ende tiri kuona kuti zvirwere izvi zviri kutowanda munguva yatakatarisana nayo. Tiri kuzviwana kuvana vadiki, tiri kuzviwana kumadzimai, tukuzwana even kuvanhu vakura.
Guest of honor and Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jennifer Mskwere, was represented by medical practitioner Dr. Beverly Mataga at the outreach campaign.
The government of Zimbabwe has a lot of projects, for example, visual inspection with acetic acid. There's also the newer HPV DNA testing. There's also cytology where people can have pap smears in order to catch this cervical precancer. We are also not leaving our men behind. There are so many cancers that affect men. For example, prostate cancer, which is quite rampant here in Zimbabwe. So we encourage our men to go to the clinics.
Meanwhile, the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's country-wide cancer awareness campaigns have been a huge success, with more people now responding to the need to do regular checks before their health deteriorates. Kenya Sivuje, ZBC News, Makoni.
And that's it from myself, Marilyn Gwenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. It's back to the team at Pocket Hill Studios in Harare.
Thank you very much for that, Marilyn. We do continue with the news bulletin here in Harare. The Judicial Service Commission has sworn in 12 new magistrates amid calls for transparency and accountability in the delivery of justice.
In a significant move aimed at enhancing the country's justice delivery system, 12 new magistrates took oath of office at the Harare Magistrates Court this Friday. Briefing the media after presiding over the ceremony, Chief Magistrate Wongai Guriro underscored the crucial role of the new magistrates towards efficient justice delivery.
They are coming to add
to the magistrates that we already have. And as of today, with their addition, we now have 253 magistrates who are able to sit in our courts and preside over cases. They are also going to come and assist in the elimination of case backlog. And they are also going to assist in the capacitation of fast-track courts, which we are pushing so hard so that we expeditiously deal with cases that we receive in our courts.
The chief magistrate also cautioned the newly recruited magistrates against engaging in corrupt practices.
Judicial officers are accountable to the people of Zimbabwe. That is the starting point. So it means as they occupy the public office, they are not supposed to engage in corrupt activities.
The development marks a significant step towards fulfillment of the Judicial Service Commission's mandate of ensuring access to justice for all, as the JSC continues to open more courts countrywide to bring services closer to communities. First, as Mkunguru says, ZBC News, Harare.
The Farmer Field School Training Program, adopted by the Second Republic, is transforming communities by enhancing productivity and promoting sustainable farming practices through the training of communal farmers.
Mugova Farmer Field School in Bikita district is among more than 30,000 others that were established across the country by the government to ensure communal farmers are trained on best agriculture practices by extension workers. The 36-member group has a thriving demonstration crop of Fumvudza maize, traditional grains, sunflower and beans.
Tinouya tichidzidza panapa. Zvatinouya tichidzidza pano sevarimi. Ndo zvatinenge tikadzidza pano toenda kudzimba dzedu.
Tati chizendemura matsiminda asi chatati chiwana hapana. Saka isusu iye zvino takadzidza kuti takuenda kumba kurima padoko paunogona kushandira kuisa zvikwanisiro zvakakwana nokusakura nenguva yakakwana kunoita kuti ubude negoho rakanaka.
Zvepfumvudza nezvemabusiness unit ndo zvatouyisa raramo yevazhinji nokuda kuti mabusiness unit anoita kuti varimi vanenge vachingorima nguva yese gore rose kutanga gore kusvika parinoperera.
The Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Anxious Masuka, who is on an assessment tour of the summer crops, visited the project and pledged government's commitment to supporting rural farmers.
And the concept is to establish one farmer field school in every one of the 35,000 villages. Clearly, this farmer field school has lived to expectation, where we have seen some very well grown maize, some very well grown sorghum, and also some sunflower. And this is what we recommend for regions such as these ones.
Masvingo province continues to receive agriculture support from government, hence improved yields this season.
Nokudzira mhuri yedu yekumasvingo kuti zvirongwa zvehurumende zvinenge zvauya avazvitore mwakasimba kuti vazvikurudzire vazvivandudze nekuti zvinenge zvichizovapa pundudzo.
The Farmer Field School concept is inherently participatory and farmer-centered, focusing on demand-driven solutions to the challenges faced in agriculture. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Bikita.
And on that note, we take a break, but when we come back, we'll be giving you the business news. Stay tuned.
The Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, Honorable Edgar Moyo, the Deputy Minister, Honorable Mercy Dina, the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Simon Masanga, Chief Directors and staff extend our warmest congratulations to the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Amai Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on her 62nd birthday. Your tireless efforts to improve the lives of the most vulnerable has left an indelible mark on the lives of many. Your love and dedication to children's welfare is truly very inspiring, and the standards you have set at the Auxilia Mnangagwa Children's Home in Chiredzi have raised the bar for childcare facilities nationwide. Your inspirational sessions with learners during career fairs have motivated many to strive for excellence and contribute to building a brighter future for our country. We are grateful for your selfless service and commitment to the well-being of Zimbabweans. Please accept our heartfelt wishes for a joyous birthday celebration and many more years of good health, happiness, and continued service to our nation. Happy birthday, Amai.
World TB Day is an opportunity to renew commitment, inspire, and take action to end TB. Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Health and Childcare, joins the rest of the world in commemorating the World TB Day on 24 March. All roads lead to Mahusekwa Hospital, Marondera District, Mashonaland East Province. This year's theme is Yes, We Can End TB. Commit, invest, deliver. This message was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Childcare in collaboration with AIDS Healthcare Foundation, AHF Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, with His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's Vision 2030, is forging a path to a prosperous upper middle income society. Building on the Transitional Stabilization Program, we're concluding NDS-1 and preparing for NDS-2, aligning with SADC, Africa's Agenda 2063, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Over 6,000 vital projects across 14 thematic areas have been executed and rigorously monitored through performance contracts since 2021, ensuring accountability. On March 24, 2025, all ministers and senior public sector officials will gather at State House to publicly reaffirm their commitment to accelerating Vision 2030. This drive focuses on sustainable economic growth, job creation and poverty alleviation, benefiting every Zimbabwean. Progress is meticulously tracked with transparent public results showcasing target achievements and areas for improvement. Join us for the performance contract signing and award ceremony, 24 March 2025, 9 a.m. live on ZBC TV or online. Remember, what gets measured gets done, and we're building a better Zimbabwe for all.
Zimbabwe nevatungamiri vakarongeka, tracking the progress towards Vision 2030. Ilizwe lakiwa nabanikazi balo, tigadzire mabasa lokuqeda inhlupheko. Hambe tinoshandira Vision 2030.
The Minister of Information, Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Dr. Tatenda Anastasia Mavetera, Deputy Minister, Honorable Dingimuzi Puti, the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Beulah Chirume, Chief Director, Mr. Prince Sibanda. Directors and staff of the ministry join the First Family and the nation in congratulating Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on her 62nd birthday. Celebrating 62 years of life is a remarkable milestone that reflects your enduring commitment to the nation of Zimbabwe. The ministry continues to look forward to your leadership to drive the digital transformation agenda in Zimbabwe. We wish you good health, happiness, and success in all your endeavors. Happy 62nd birthday. May God bless you, Amai.
The board, management and staff of Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe join His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa, the First Family and the entire nation of Zimbabwe in extending warm birthday greetings to Her Excellency, the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. This occasion affords us an opportunity to celebrate the life of a selfless philanthropist who continues to champion the cause for the upliftment of the underprivileged. as torchbearer in the revival and preservation of our cultural heritage, environmental protection, and women empowerment, to name but a few. We thank you, Amai, for all the hard work you are doing in transforming Zimbabwe into an upper middle income state by 2030. Your dedication, commitment, and philanthropy has impacted many communities in a great way. May the good Lord continue to grant you more years of good health, strength, and greater accomplishments. As Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, we commit to playing our part in the fulfillment of the national vision and aspiration through the improvement of safety on our roads. May we take this opportunity to thank you for the unwavering support that Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe continues to receive from your able leadership. Safety first, there is no second chance.
It's that time of the year. Amai's traditional cookout competition is back, featuring talented chefs from communities, tertiary institutions, and professional backgrounds. From the 19th of March to May 25th, 2025, the competition will take place across all the provinces of Zimbabwe. Introduced by Her Excellency Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, the event showcases culinary talent while celebrating our rich cultural heritage and promoting Zimbabwean gastronomy. This year's competitions include men and persons with disabilities within the community, in the spirit of leaving no one and no place behind. Join the 2025 Amai's traditional cookout competition in your province. Entry is free. Hashtag Experience Zimbabwe. Hashtag Zimbo.
Welcome back. We continue giving you the news, and now we take a focus on business news. More citizens are now able to access financial services countrywide as more firms launch new services to enhance government's financial inclusion policy.
The financial service sector remains the backbone of the country's economic growth, with many local players spreading their wings and launching new products to serve the unbanked population. Guests of honor at a ceremony marking the launch of a new service to foster financial inclusion by international remittances firm Mukuru Financial Services, Deputy Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion Honorable Kudakwashe Mnangagwa said the sector is now on a strong footing to anchor the country's economic growth trajectory.
This launch aligns closely with Zimbabwe's National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which continues to be a priority agenda for the country as it facilitates inclusive transformation and shared prosperity by empowering the marginalized communities such as women, youth, and persons with disabilities. With your widely distributed branches across the country, especially in rural areas and the remote areas, includes driving the government's agenda of ensuring financial inclusion.
The firm's chairperson Bongani Zamchia reflected on their continued presence as they spread their tentacles on the local market to complement the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's financial inclusion policy.
We live in a country that has an over 60% rural population, and it's essential that any inclusion is particularly targeted and focused at the rural population. So when you look at inclusion, it means that every person in this country must have access to those financial services. And that's why you'll be able to do it via the app, via USSD, via WhatsApp.
Diaspora remittances, a key foreign currency earner for the country, are on the rise, driven by the Second Republic's business-friendly and inclusive policies. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Straight into our arts, where African leadership has been implored to let loose chains of imperialism and look inward in their quest to find solutions for continental growth.
Amidst escalating geopolitical tensions that threaten the sovereignty and economic stability of African nations, a newly published book, Breaking the Cycle of African Politics, is igniting debate on the need for an Afrocentric governance model. Written by local scholar Dr. Tinashe Mzamindo, the book offers an advisory blueprint for Africa's economic transformation, emphasizing self-reliance, strategic leadership, and the decolonization of the African mindset.
It's a transformational publication that delves much into the challenges and opportunities that are within the African context, and are looking at the context of the natural resources related to governance and how best we as Africans we can stand on our own. And this is an opportunity for Zimbabwe. That Zimbabwe was given sanctions, and there were so many challenges that it faced. But this is an opportunity, this publication is an opportunity to redeem ourselves from our situation.
Diplomats, business leaders, and Pan-African thinkers gathered for the launch, reinforcing the urgency of shifting from external dependence to a sustainable African-led economic model.
Together, we can build Zimbabwe through, that is, one, developing a strategic working relationship amongst opinion leaders, strategic thinkers, private and public sector, and residents using the thematic working groups. Enhanced understanding of the complex that is the shape of African governance to broaden the development agenda in the Vision 2030.
Our experiences and our realities have demonstrated that whenever we firmly maintain a spirit of independence and self-reliance, we are able to be creative in our development of policies and directions.
We need to start developing new narratives, and I'm saying new narratives because the colonialists had an agenda, had information, and had a strategy.
The book launch comes at a critical time when Africa is navigating complex economic realities, from resource exploitation to trade imbalances. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
We take a short break, but when we come back, we'll give you the latest in the world of sport. Stay tuned.
The Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, Honorable Dr. Frederick M. Shala, the Deputy Minister, Honorable Smilisi's Wesibanda, the Permanent Secretary, Professor Fanuel Tagwira, the Chief Directors, and the entire ministry staff join His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the nation at large in celebrating the 62nd birthday anniversary of the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa. We humbly pray to the Almighty for continued blessings of wisdom, good health, and prosperity upon you as you continue your remarkable philanthropic efforts. Your dedication to empowering the marginalized, women, children, and the orphaned serves as a testament to your unwavering commitment to uplift those in need. May you be granted many more years to carry out your noble endeavors, and may you be continually protected in your efforts. Congratulations, Makoro Koto Amhlope.
Welcome to a new era in tobacco farm. The Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board, TIMB, has rolled out the biometric grower management system to protect every genuine tobacco grower. With this innovative technology, only you can verify your identity for account adjustments, input collection, stop orders, and insurance. You also get support and payments without delays. Biometrics offer you security, efficiency, and transparency. Why wait? Visit the nearest TIMB office now with your national ID. We will capture your fingerprints and link them to your grower number. You can also register at tobacco selling points as you sell your tobacco. It's fast and it's easy. We guarantee that your biometric data is protected and will only be used to improve the tobacco industry database and processes. Our offices are in Harare, Mutare, Musape, Murandera, Bandura, Karoi, Mvurwi, and Chimhui. Visit the office nearest to you, get your fingerprints captured, and secure a thriving future for the tobacco industry. Register your fingerprints. Secure your future. Grow with confidence.
The Minister of Skills Audit and Development, Honorable Professor Paul Mavima, Permanent Secretary Ambassador Rudo Chitiga, Directors and staff in the ministry join His Excellency President E.D. Mnangagwa and the people of Zimbabwe in extending our heartfelt congratulations to the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, on the occasion of her 62nd birthday. Your unwavering dedication to the empowerment and development of women, boys, girls, orphans, street children, and marginalized communities across the nation is truly commendable. Through your tireless efforts, you have championed numerous skills development programs that have transformed countless lives, leaving no one behind in the journey towards Vision 2030. We applaud your philanthropic work for providing invaluable opportunities for disadvantaged communities to acquire practical life skills, fostering self-reliance and economic independence. May this birthday bring you joy, good health, and renewed strength as you continue your great work. Happy 62nd birthday, Amai.
In a world where time is currency, every minute counts. Let's be real here. Who has time to waste on grocery shopping? I mean, I'd rather be organizing paperwork all day, or better still, watching paint dry. Anything but grocery shopping. But then I discovered Click and Collect, TM Pick and Pay's online grocery shopping platform. I can order online and collect at my convenience with no parking hassles, no queues. Thank you. And still have plenty of time for the important stuff, like taking a nap. Click and Collect. It's not just an online service, it's real convenience. TM Pick and Pay. Real value, always.
Step up with DStv and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
Going to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
To the back of the net!
There's nothing better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out.
This is the time to take risks.
Incredible!
I've heard good things about you. Don't let me down.
Step up and we'll show up on your home of entertainment, DStv.
Welcome back. It's now time for us to give you the latest in sport. The Zimbabwe senior men's football team, the Warriors, are hoping to carry their second half fine performance to their next assignment after a frustrating 2-2 share of spoils with Benin in South Africa this Thursday.
Odds were against the Warriors heading into the blockbuster encounter against Benin as they were facing a side oozing with confidence in the World Cup qualifiers. It was no fluke that Benin meant business as they managed to secure 2 early goals which unsettled the Warriors. The Warriors managed to redeem themselves in the second half, but overturning the first half deficit remained a pipe dream as they settled for a share of spoils. Returning former skipper Knowledge Msona justified his inclusion as he was on target to ensure the Warriors secured a point. Despite dropping 2 vital points to bring back their World Cup qualification hopes, Warriors head coach Michael Nisi is refusing to throw in the towel, rallying his charges for the next match away to Nigeria on Tuesday.
First of all, I would like to thank all the spectators for coming, making this effort to make their way to the stadium. We really appreciate it, and I think without the spectators we might have not come back. It must be always a synergy between the fans and the players, and of course the result we wanted more. No doubt about that, but if we are really honest, the opponent was strong. We had not a good start, definitely not in the game, and but the character was really good from that team.
The Warriors are still winless in the World Cup campaign, having snatched stalemates with Rwanda, Nigeria and Benin. Meanwhile, the Warriors shift focus to their next assignment away to Nigeria in Uyo. The team left for Nigeria via Owatambo International Airport and will have an overnight stopover in Lagos before proceeding to Uyo State on Saturday. Ntokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Omanicaland and Harare dominated proceedings at this year's National Association of Primary Heads Games, with the two provinces sharing the top spot on the medals table.
Manicaland and Harare provinces were tied on top spot after the two amassed a total 38 medals apiece. In second place was Mashonaland West, who harvested a total of 37 medals with 12 gold, 12 silver and 13 bronze, while Midlands came third with a total of 36 medals. Mashingo will either be the most disappointed province after failing to get a single medal. It was a moment of reflection as the NAF basked in the glory of a successful sporting festival held at the Hwange Colliery Stadium.
In the past, you could see that those things that were dominating cities because either they were using very big athletes as compared to the other provinces, and there was order this year.
We as a province, we managed to compete in all the activities that were here. That was exciting.
It was also another historic moment when chess made its debut in the games for the first time. The selected winning athletes will be part of Zimbabwe's contingent to the Confederation of Southern Africa Sports Association COSASA games set for Eswatini next month. Meanwhile, the curtain came down on the games on a sad note after NAF Harare provincial chairperson Isaac Jeve collapsed and was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Mhlomuli Ncube, CBC News, Hwange.
And it's now time for us to give you the weather report. It will be sunny in most parts of the country this Saturday, with showers expected in Bindura, Kwekwe, Chinoi, Kadoma, Marondera and Mutare. The rains are, however, expected to be heavier in Harare, with the highest temperatures in the capital at 21 degrees Celsius. As for the holiday resorts, the weather is expected to be sunny at the Hwange National Park, Binga Resort and Matobo. Showers are, however, expected in resorts like Chinoi Caves, Kariba and Chimanimani. And that does it for our weather report tonight. From us here at the team at Pockets Hill Studios, as well as the team at our Montrose Studios, it's good night.
Stroke of genius! Introduce the stroke of genius. Oh, Zimbabwe yakuzosumuka manje. Stroke of genius and rukureva chera. President E.D. Mnangagwa vari kupa mabankable, registrable and transferable title deeds na every farmer akapuwa munda pa land reform program. Takanga takapuwa minda asi takanga tisina simba rekupinda mumabhengi semama business kuti tipewo maloni akachipa tatakuwara nezvimbazo man. Zvino ne stroke of genius yekupuwa matitle deeds tikupinduka mubhengi sevamwe titopuwa maloni takutodevelopa mafamu.
Saka kutuudza kuti land yese yatone value.
Ende ukapuwa title deed iroro chera. Mundu wako uchatoreki atova nhaka yevazukuru nevazukuru. Ndo zvinoda fama manje izvozvo. Security of tenure.
Iwe pandiri panapa ndakutokwanisa kutopa vana nhaka kuti chidimu chako ichi chemunda chidimu chako ichi.
Exactly.
Zvichifambiswa sei?
President E.D. Mnangagwa igenius manje. Vakabva vati kuti zvinyatsofamba negwara rakatwasanuka zviri transparent. Ndobva vagadza inonzi Land Tenure Implementation Committee iri kushanda nemapazi ehurumende.
Alright. But iwe unozviziva iwo kuti kune maland barons akazara ukanofamba minda dzevanhu.
Dai vatoregera zvavo. Ndiwo ukopo usiri kudiwa na President Mnangagwa iroro. Ndo saka Land Tenure Implementation Committee yakati ngatishandisei ma-ID numbers, number dzepachitupa kuti munhu haakwanisi kuva nemafamu maviri. Plus Land Tenure iyi committee haisi kupa minda patsvayo. Iri kutwasanudza pakupiwa kwema-title deeds.
Alright. Iwe saka zvichida kuti tato-protected kasei mavarimi.
Exactly manje.
Unoziva
kuti une stroke of genius here. President E.D. apa vasikira vana veZimbabwe upfumi.
We welcome you to another edition of Economic Forum, where we discuss various issues affecting our economy in Zimbabwe. These can be issues to do with tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, human capital development, and many other aspects of life. We bring them here and see how they impact our economy. My name is John Masugu. And today we are going to talk about waste management, especially the recycling of waste for monetary benefits. And to discuss all matters to do with recycling waste for monetary benefits, we have invited Mary Wazara, who is an expert and also has earned the name Recycling Lady. Welcome to Economic Forum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masuku.
How have you earned such a name, giving us your history and